In Australia, annually, the equivalent of $7.2 to $10 billion worth of good food goes to waste every year.
We have something probably close to 200,000 people every night of the year in South Australia who live in poverty. And I think it's one thing to think about living in poverty for a week or a day, but it's another thing to think about living in poverty for months at a time and for years at a time.
There is enough food on our planet to feed another 2 billion people. Our biggest challenge is how much is wasted and what we do and how we distribute the food that exists.
I'm really excited about OzHarvest expanding its services in Marion and the southern region.
I think we underestimate all of the time, and yet we know that in South Australia there's at least 200,000 people each night of the year who are likely to be living in very impoverished circumstances.
I think OzHarvest will make a huge difference to people that are struggling. It's really great that people are talking about poverty. It's hard for people to talk about poverty, but it's harder for those that are experiencing it.
From my side of things, owning a restaurant, it costs us to throw food out. You know, to put wastage of food going into the bin costs us money. I don't like wastage within my kitchen, but if I'm going to do something about it, I'm going to make the option that any wastage will go to OzHarvest.
We are a wonderful solution because not only do we stop it from going to landfill, we're putting it in the tummies of vulnerable people.
If we can help the producer of food or the person who's preparing food be able to find a place for their food that's not used in their business, to go to someone who wouldn't normally be able to get access to that food, and we can save it from going into the waste stream, it's a double benefit for local government.
So it's a very exciting day today because it's all about making sure that we can bring what we do best, which is rescuing food and delivering it to people in need, right here to this area. Here in South Australia, we have already delivered the equivalent of 1.2 million meals. Now, thank you, Hayley, and your magnificent team for helping us do that. For every dollar that we get, we can deliver 2 meals to vulnerable people.
Going around the van yesterday was something that I'll never ever forget. The experience of seeing how the organisation works and how it does not interrupt any of the businesses where they pick up surplus food from is amazing.
I suspect we don't talk about poverty nearly enough. And part of the reason for that is because I think it makes most of us uncomfortable.
And maybe the reason for that is that they don't have the answers for it.
I guess food is one of the essentials of life.
You know, food is an extraordinary, it is the thing that we all share our good times with. And there is absolutely no reason that vulnerable people should not have the same variety, the same exquisite quality food that all of us experience.
I'm fortunate enough to, know tonight I'm going to have steak, but not everybody has that option. And taking food that would normally, like I said, end up in the bin and giving these people that opportunity is what it's all about. And then I went inside and met one of the chefs at this West Care, and I said to her, how do you go about it? She goes, every day I love it, because every day I get fresh produce and I create my menu or what I'm going to cook that day on what comes in. So I thought, that is amazing. My chefs know what they're going to cook because I tell them what they have to cook. But this lady and other organisations have to think right there on the spot.
OzHarvest, congratulations. Well done to the City of Marion and Holdfast Bay for putting in the hard yards.
I hope today that you are all inspired, excited, and empowered.
OzHarvest does amazing things. It's so simple to make that change. Instead of throwing it in the bin, hold it, freeze it, make a call, and one of these vans will pop around and they'll pick up your food, and you will know that you've done something to make a change, and some less fortunate people are going to have a meal that they never normally have.
In order to make those wheels run, we do need dollars, and know that when you see our bright yellow van zooming around, you will all be proud of the fact that you've helped to bring it here. And I want to thank in particular our yellow volunteers, because volunteers are the core of our business. we couldn't do what we do without them.
Personally, for me, volunteering with OzHarvest, it's not only is it the worthwhile cause, but for me it was getting involved in a charity that belongs to Australia.
It's always, with volunteering, always a two-way connection.
There's some challenges for us in local government. We're pleased to be part of the solution in trying to help them and to have agencies like OzHarvest and the support of the Anti-Poverty Week movement to do that work. So it's great for our communities, and to be in partnership with the City of Holdfast Bay on this initiative is really great.
I'd really like to thank everybody for coming today and being part of the OzHarvest journey here in the City of Marion and Holdfast Bay.